to the seriousness of what's happening there.
Yeah, absolutely. No less than 147 world leaders gathering here in Paris, and some 40,000 delegates descending on this suburb north of the capital of France for this near 2-week summit. A turning point, of course, was the phrase that Barack Obama used. He also went on to say that climate change could define contours of this century. Big words being used by all of the leaders. We heard as well from the Russian President Vladimir Putin, who echoed Barack Obama's comments as well, that economic growth and economic development can go hand in hand with tackling climate change. The overarching aim, of course, of this summit is to ensure agreements, and what they want is legally binding agreements, that the global temperature will not rise above 2 degrees Celsius. We're on track, though, for a 5-degree rise, which was the same which caused the last ice age. That level of seriousness is being reflected by the hundreds of NGOs and scientists who are also gathered here and who will be lobbying and recommending to the leaders and their negotiating teams over the next 2 weeks to sit down, make real decisions which can turn into real action.
All right, so 147 heads of state, and one of them is ours, who's already spoken, and I guess maybe that his message resonates with a lot of the developing nations.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jacob Zuma, on behalf of South Africa, really spearheading developing nations' needs and requests when it comes to assistance when tackling climate change. He said that COP21 had immense importance to South Africa. It, of course, is all based on the COP17 meeting in 2007. In Durban, which of course South Africa spearheaded. And what President Zuma was saying is that developed nations have to do more to provide money. Financial aid should, in his words, be upscaled for developing nations. He said more is needed than the $100 billion, which has already been pledged following the Copenhagen meeting back in 2009. He called on developed countries to provide further financial assistance and increase cooperation when it comes to technology transfer, information regarding facilities for renewable energies and so forth. So that is certainly the message we've had from the South African president so far. The Environment Minister of South Africa will continue to be here for the 2 weeks to push for that further action from developed countries to ensure that the nations which are developing get the help which he says they need.
All right, that's our man on the ground, Dan Whitehead, speaking to us live from Paris in France, and we'll keep you up to date with the developments taking place at COP21 over the next 2 weeks.